Hey guys, hope you all had a good weekend. Today we're going to focus on solving proportions with expressions. So on Friday, if you remember, you were solving proportions without expressions. So those were examples like this. If you had 6 over 8 equals x over 12, you were solving proportions like that. Okay, so we thought about cross multiplying. So you had your, let's do this in blue, your 6 times 12 equals your 8 times x, so that would be 8x, okay? And then your 6 times 12 is going to get you to, what is that going to be? 72 equals your 8x, and divide by 8 on both sides. 72 divided by 8 is 9, right? X equals 9. Okay, so that's what you guys were working on Friday. Just a quick little review. We're cross multiplying, so today doing the same thing, just ramped up a little bit, okay? So solving proportions with expressions. So if you notice here, we have our expression in blue, well, not in blue, next to this blue arrow, x minus 9. Okay, so we're still going to follow the same steps. Be cross multiplying here and here. Okay, so we have 3. Now you want to keep x minus 9 in the parentheses because it's that whole proportion. Okay, so it's this whole here, this whole part of this ratio. Okay, so 3 times x minus 9 equals 12 times 2. Okay, that's your pink. Okay, so 12 times 2, 3 times x minus 9. It doesn't matter what order these two are in. Okay, so this is the same as 12 times 2 equals 3 times x minus 9. Okay, so those two are the same. Doesn't matter which way you do it, you're going to end up with the same answer. Okay, so if we simplify on this side, we have 24. If we simplify on this side, we have to go ahead and distribute. Okay, so we have 3x minus, don't forget, your 3 times 9 is going to be 27. Okay, from here, it's just algebra. Okay, so drop this down here for you guys. We want to make sure we are getting x alone. Okay, so in order to get x alone, we got to get rid of this 27 first. So we'll add 27 to both sides. Okay, that leaves us with 3x equals 51. Then we can divide by 3 on both sides. Again, we want this x alone. That leaves us with x equals 17. Okay, it's not too bad, nothing too crazy. Okay, just adding that extra step of our distribution, okay, and then making sure we're getting our x by itself. All right, I'm gonna do one more example with you guys. Instead of having just one expression, when we're solving similar triangles, which is why we're going through all of this, so we need this stuff to solve similar triangles. When we're solving similar triangles, we're going to have probably 2 sides that have expressions, okay? So here we had one expression, but for our next one, we're going to have 2 expressions. Okay, so let's do x minus 4 over 2x plus 1 equals 8 over, let's go with 2. Okay, so same thing we were doing above. I'm going to grab my blue pen. We're going to cross multiply here and like this. Okay, so we have 2 times x minus 4 equals 8 times 2x plus 1. Okay, so now we have two expressions, one on each side. Okay, one on each side of this equal sign. So instead of distributing once like we did up here, we actually have to distribute twice. Okay, so this 2 we have to distribute to this expression, and this 8 we have to distribute to this expression. Okay, so then we end up with 2x minus 8 equals 16x plus 8. Okay, let you pause, make sure you can catch up and write that on your sheet of paper. Okay, from here, this is where a lot of people kind of get stuck sometimes. You don't know whether you're combining like terms or if you need to get rid of stuff on certain sides. So here, we know our like terms are going to be 2x and our 16x, and our other set of like terms are -8 and +8. Okay, because they are on opposite sides of this equal sign, we cannot combine like terms. Okay, when you have things on opposite sides of the equal sign, you have to make sure that you're doing opposite operations. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest is just getting your x's to one side first and then moving forward from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is subtract 2x from both sides because that's our smaller x. Okay, you usually want to move over the smaller x. That'll make sure you don't have a lot of negatives going on. Okay, so here that cancels out. We have -8 equals 14x plus 8. Okay, so again, remember we want this x by itself. So we need to subtract this 8, subtract this 8. We end up with -16 equals 14x. Okay, and then we have to divide by 14, divide by 14. That leaves us with -16 over 14 equals x. Okay, so if you plug this into your calculator, you're going to end up with a decimal. So if that happens, if you do end up with a decimal in your answer, that is fine for proportions. Some of your answers will be decimals. If you don't like decimals, you can just go ahead and simplify this. So this is going to end up being -8 over 7 equals x. Okay, so that is your answer. Okay, so that's solving proportions with expressions. You guys have a worksheet to work on to do some practice problems, some with one expression, some with two expressions. So if you guys have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out to me or Mr. Morley. We are more than happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, guys, miss you.